Let's pretend I'm doing this right. Good morning. I'm switching hats now. I'm emceeing today. Now I'm speaking, and I suspect later I'll be shooting with the cameras. But hello, my name is Patricia Evangelista. I am Rappler's problem child, as my bosses will all tell you. But I am pleased to be here, and I'm here to tell you a story. You see, my job is telling stories. I leave the journalism to the adult. I was in Tacloban right after Typhoon Haiyan, and it was a very bad time. Our job is to bring the stories to the people outside of Tacloban, to make people imagine how terrible it is. Outside, what they know is that there are 6,340 dead. But those are big numbers. But the numbers aren't people. So our job is to make the numbers human. And every day we were wandering down the streets telling the stories. And every story broke our heart. We're not supposed to feel anything. Because if you feel things, you're not able to tell the stories. You come back weeping, unable to tell the next story the day after. But we told them. We told the stories about the baby in the backpack by the side of the road, about the bodies out in the river floating beside the trucks. We told the stories of the fathers who wanted to commit suicide because they saw their daughters drown. We told every single story, and every time we knew we couldn't do much. But that's not the beginning of my story. Because one day, I got a phone call from my boss, managing editor, Glenda Gloria. She told me, get out and find me an inspiring story. Just the funniest thing in the world in a disaster zone. I go, Miss Glenda, I'm sitting in a truck surrounded by corpses. She goes, get out and find a story. So I took the car, drove 4 hours out to Guiuan, was driving down the highway, and then I saw a man without a shirt cutting hair with a whole line of people waiting to get a haircut. And I thought, this is 1.5 weeks after a disaster. There's a broken barber shop in the middle of the road with some guy cutting everyone's hair. There's no power, there's no water, the sun is hot, but everyone is laughing. And so I stopped. He didn't want to talk to me at first because he was very busy cutting hair. But then he said, you know, when people go through a terrible thing, when people have a story to tell, they don't tell their priest or their mothers. They tell their barber. So after Typhoon Haiyan, everyone went to the barber to tell their stories. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to let him tell your story. I'd like to introduce the barber of Guiuan. Please roll video.
Kapag may gustong ikwento yung tao, sa barbero, doon yung bagsakan kasi ng mga chismoso at chismosa. Nung mangyari ang bagyo, kaya wala man sila mapagkwentuhan dahil wala mang barbershop, ngayon na lang may bubong. Ngayon, nagugupit po ulit. Ganun pa rin yung mga kwento, ang nangyari, kung anong pinagdaanan, ganun pa rin. Dahil kahit papano, kahit mahirap yung kalagayan, nagpapapogi pa man rin yung mga tao. Kahit daw walang bahay, basta pogi, para hindi nadadala ng tungkot. Bago yung Yolanda, nakapunta na kami sa mga safety lugar. Natakot kami dahil yung hangin malakas, tapos yung mga bubong lahat nagliliparan na. Sabi ko, wala, nakatapusan na siguro ito. Iniisip ko, wala, bahala na kung anong mangyari. Nung matapos yung bagyo, nandiyan man lang ako sa harapan. Wala yung unang tinignan ko, yung barbershop, wala na talaga. Pati upuan ko, sira. Wala lahat. Pangarap sa buhay, wala na siguro. Pagkakaalam ko po dito sa Guiuan, maraming namatay. Tsaka yung mga nasugatan dahil nung matapos yung bagyo, sa harapan namin may nakikita kami mga taong patay na dinadala papuntang sementeryo. Pinapasan. Mga tao dito, pagkatapos ng Yolanda, wala kang makikitang mukha na tumatawa. Pero ngayon na medyo may haligi ng tumatayo, baga okay na rin. Simula na ng buhay ulit. Sabi ko, buwan lang to, babangon ulit. Buhay pa naman. Nung pagkatapos po ng bagyo, maraming nagtatanong sa akin kung magugupit na raw ako. Sabi ko, hindi pa, kaya wala pa man tayong maupan, wala tayong masisilungan. Itayo muna daw kuno, kahit mahirap yung kalagayan natin, basta pogi pa rin tayo. Yung mga bagsak na kahoy, inipon, yun ulit yung pinangtayo. Sa ngayon na nakatayo na ako ng kuwan, may bubong na, marami nang nagpapagupit. Ay, hindi nasira yung gunting ko. Dahil bago ng bagyo, pinadala ko kay misis, pinalagay ko sa silopit para hindi mabasa. Wala nang salamin. Mabuti at walang salamin dahil yung maarte, hindi na makakapagreklamo. Ako ngayon dahil sa siguro medyo na nakakapagkuhan na, nakakahanap ng konting pera, okay na rin. Sa ngayon, yung pera may nabibili na rin, gasolina, sa motor, masasakyan, isda, yun lang yung mga pangangailangan. Sa ngayon, yung pangarap ko, yung may tayo ko lang ulit yung bahay ko, makapagpundar ulit ng hanap buhay. Kaya ng Guiuan tumayo ulit. Ang mga taga-Guiuan po, malalakas yung loob, hindi yan aatras. Huli nang umangat yung Guiuan, kaya ngayon, hindi nabibitiw yan. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin yan. Pag tumigil tayo, patay. Sasabay tayo na Yolanda. Kahit mawala yung bahay namin, mawala yung kuwan, basta yung gunting ko, hawak ko pa rin. Buhay pa rin ako.
Today you will be seeing a story in Rappler.com that we published this morning. It's not the barber of Guiuan, it's the barbers of Guiuan. I went back a month ago looking for Alan Alcantara. And it wasn't just him who was cutting hair. There were two other barbers cutting hair beside him. Because after that typhoon, he had hired two other barbers who had lost their homes and lost their jobs and brought them into the barber shop that he built in Guiuan. And he decided, well, we need more barbers in Guiuan because there are more white people needing haircuts. And he didn't understand why these white men kept insisting on getting his scissors sterilized. But the point of it is that not only did he rebuild his broken chair, he also bought two small metal chairs from neighbors, rebuilt them also, and he had three barber's chairs inside his little shop in Guiuan, which he built himself, beside the sewing store that he built for his wife, Mary, over there. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Alan Alcantara. Quiet everyone, Alan is a little shy, but he says he has a few words he's willing to say. Go lang.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Unang-una po, gusto kong magpasalamat sa Rapplers, Ma'am Patricia. At gusto ko rin pong magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tumulong sa amin, kaming lahat na napektuhan ng bagyong Yolanda, sa iba't ibang bansa po, at sa mga kababayan natin na tumulong, maraming salamat po. At para naman po sa amin, sa aming lahat na biktima rin ng Yolanda, huwag lang po tayong mawawalan ng pag-asa. Manalig po tayo lagi sa Panginoon, tiwala sa sarili, tuloy ang buhay. Sabay-sabay tayong tumayo.
The video, The Barber of Guiuan, has won a few international awards. And we passed on the money to him. And he would like to also tell you that his barber shop is now painted white. That he already cemented his wife's kitchen. But it doesn't stop there because we have a surprise for Alan. Somebody saw the story 9 months ago and wanted to change the ending. His name is Lazo Lim. He used to be from Rappler, but his family owned a parlor in Manila. And 9 months ago, he wanted to send a barber's chair. But we couldn't exactly stick a chair into a C-130 back then because people needed a lot more. So right over there is a barber's chair. It's not brand new because we also can't afford brand new, but we know Alan, and we know Alan can make something out of anything. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to Alan Alcantara.
Round of Sige, wag ka nang tatayo ha, diyan ka na. Ha? Sorry? You want? Yeah.
Maraming salamat po sa nagbigay po nitong upuan.
Saan si Mrs.? Dapat kasama mo si Mrs. Tawagan natin. Yeah! Join her. Okay lang para may picture, minsan lang to.
Si Miss Mary po ang nagsalba po ng gunting ni Alan kasi alam niya gaano ka-importante para sa kanya. Maraming salamat po, Voltaire.
Thank you very much, Alan, for giving us a happy story. It's been a painful experience for all of us. Pero kahit paano, mayroong ilang mga kwento na nagpapatibay ng ating loob for us to move on and hopefully to be